Okay, so that tells me that when somebody gets home and they don't like the feel of the mattress, 100% of the time, it's not the mattress. Okay? Some percentage of that time, it might be the pillows, it might be the sheets. Okay, it's an important thing to remember. It's not about the sheets, it's about the mattress. Okay.
Glad you made me listen to that.
Oh, makes
Right.
sense.
That was strong.
It was.
That is.
Okay, so, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Trust me, I can dish it out. I can take it.
All right, so I can take you too. So, anyway, so let's talk about DreamFit. So DreamFit elastic is a heavy duty elastic. This is like more like a commercial grade elastic. It is an inch wide. Okay, so it's folded over an inch wide, where this is just kind of sewn in, sort of into the sheet itself. This is folded over the edge of the sheet. It's a heavy duty elastic, and you will tell in a minute. We're going to do a little demonstration, but you're going to be able to tell. This elastic pulls back. It pulls back. Okay. The other thing that's wonderful about this is you have straps, and what do these straps do?
Keep them from coming off.
Keeps it from coming off the corners of the bed. When a person purchases a very, very conforming bed, and they go and they lay down on that bed, where is the stress? Exactly right, Patty. It's in the corners. If they already have a set of sheets at home that they're having to force over the corner, or they're already popping off, how many have had that happen in their life? Okay, that are already popping off the corners, it's going to happen even more with their new adaptive technology. Okay, so it's going to happen even more with that. And so again, it's not about the sheet. What's it about? It's about the mattress. You want them to feel the same way when they get home that they felt in the store, so they're not mad at you. Okay. So, a really kind of cool way to show this, to just have it sitting around, is pull the corner up like this, and put them here, wherever you start your sales process, most generally. And I saw a great presentation in Florida from one of the sales, and 90% of the wonderful, great things I say, I learned from y'all. Okay, I learn from other salespeople when I go and I see people do things really, really well. Okay, the whole thing about leaving $2,000 of the technology with the bed came from an RSA. All right, so a really great way when someone first comes in and you're starting to take them through the process is have all your stuff right here. Okay, today, so Mr. Customer, Miss Customer, today I'm going to help you find the perfect mattress for you. And in the meantime, we're going to talk about some important parts of enhancing your mattress, how to protect it, how to adjust it, and how to cover it with sheets. And the pillow can come in at this point, the pillow can come in wherever you feel comfortable to lead them through that process. So just a touch and go, okay? It's basically just a touch and go, where you're introducing the fact that we have sheets. You can even, if they are receptive, put this in their hands so that they can kind of mess with it and look at it for a second. Anytime you can take something and put it in the hands of the customer, which is why putting a pillow in their hands is a really great thing, you start an emotional connection with that product. You know, hearing it, seeing it, all start to make a brain connection, but when they actually touch and feel it, that's where the emotional part comes in, and they start to get more engaged with the product. All right. Another great time to do it is when they have actually selected their bed. All right. So, you know, Anne, why don't you come up here and talk to me for a second? Okay. So, Anne, you've selected this bed. All right. This is your new bed. This is what you love, right? Okay, Anne. So, you made your selection here. Now I need to just talk to you a little bit about the adaptive technology in the mattress and how we've created a sheet specifically for this mattress. You can say that with 100% confidence because these sheets were created for today's more adaptive mattresses. Okay, so you can say that and be telling absolute truth. Something happens when I get in front of people tickle, my nose starts running. What is that? I'm allergic to all.
Excitement.
Oh, no. Anyway. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so, yeah. Here, I'll just wipe my face. Okay, so this is a really great time to start talking about the fact that, you know, as you've noticed, as we've gone through the process, mattresses are a lot thicker, a lot more conforming. Have you ever experienced having to really force the corner of the sheet over your mattress? Okay. So if you do that with this mattress that you have fallen in love with, you're going to be experiencing an effect that we call a drum effect. And basically, you're going to be firming up the entire surface of the mattress. And then when you lay down in your more conforming mattress, it puts a lot of pressure on those corners. So if you've ever had the corners pop off, okay, you're going to have a bigger problem with the corners popping off. So that's why we recommend our DreamFit sheets. DreamFit sheets are luxury size, so they're cut bigger for these mattresses. And they have our DreamFlex bands. You can call them whatever you want to, because I know that's a lot to remember. But these bands that go under the corners, you could actually lift this mattress with your fitted sheet, and these fitted sheets would stay on the mattress. Okay? And they are going to, and because of these straps, these are sort of the suspension system of the sheet. So as you lay down, these straps allow the sheet to give so that it can conform with your body and the mattress. Okay, so it's not going to give you that tight feel. You will not have to worry about corners popping off at all. And it's going to make sure that the technology that you're paying so much for, you don't interfere with that at all. Okay, so that's another great time to introduce the sheets. So, all right, the third time that I want to talk to you about is when you're sitting at the service desk and you haven't yet been able to convince the customer that they need a set of DreamFit sheets. And so that's when understanding, especially if they're using credit for their purchase, understanding the cost per night or per month. For example, for less than it costs to go to Starbucks and get a cup of coffee, they can own the bamboo sheets, you know. And so to understand how that breaks down so that you can help them with that again and remind them of all the reasons why, that's really good. Those are kind of like the three major touch points. You can talk about it all throughout the process, but those are the three major touch points that I see, and we're going to be working on that, practicing those just a little bit today. So let me just tell you a little bit more about the sheets, and then we'll talk a little bit about the different fabrics and answer any questions and do a little role play, and then we'll head over there and just work through putting in an order so everybody can get familiar with how to do that, okay? So I said when I was talking to Ann, I mentioned that our sheets are luxury sized. Our sheets are cut 10% wider and longer than other sheets. So they're bigger, okay? The pockets are bigger, they're bigger all the way around. These sheets will fit the Beauty Rest Black. They'll also fit a Temper that, the 13-inch Temper, 13.5-inch Temper. So without any problem. How can that be? Okay, it is because of the way we sew elastic. And if you're familiar with a shower cap, it's the same type of way that we sew our elastic in. In a shower cap, you can put just about any amount of hair in a shower cap, and it's going to come around your head. That's what happens here on the less thick mattresses. You can push it underneath, and this elastic pulls. Let me show you another really great demonstration. Actually, when you're talking, and you'll get the point. Okay, I'll let you do this.
Sure.
All right. So take this and just do that. Okay. Now do that with here, with this. What do you feel?
I feel pull back on this one.
Okay. Y'all need to try that and just see, because you will feel pullback. That is what happens when these go on the less thick mattresses. Is it pulls, and it pulls the sheet under the mattress. So it tucks in and it tailors. On the flat sheet again, 10% wider and longer. Why is that important? Well, because have you ever put a flat sheet on a bed and it comes about this far down on the mattress? And then all night long you're yanking it back on your side of the bed? Okay, So these tuck really far under the foot of the mattress, and they give great coverage from side to side. They're gonna drape very nicely over the sides, so everybody's got a lot more room with these sheets. On adjustable beds, when you sell an adjustable base, please don't let them walk out without DreamFit sheets, because you're doing a disservice to your customer, because every single morning they're gonna be getting up, putting their sheet corners back on their beds because of the movement. And they can so easily put up the head foot, put the sheets around them, put it down, done. And especially the splits, because they're tough anyway. I don't care what sheet you're putting on, they're tough to get sheets on, and you don't want your customer every day or two having to do that all over again. Not to mention that because they are oversized, they're gonna give so much better with that movement in that mattress. And they tuck a little, the flat sheet tucks farther under, and even though I know that's an issue, no matter what, no matter how far the sheet tucks, that sometimes it's gonna come out, but at least there's a little better chance that it's gonna stay tucked, so that makes it easier for your customer. So they're oversized. Now, let's talk about, we've talked a little bit about some great questions to ask, like if you ever had, and I always demonstrate, if you ever had to pull your sheet down over the corner, I like to, make them feel it. Or have you ever broken a nail putting a darn sheet on the bed? Say that to a female, she totally gets it, maybe even a guy. And then—
It happens to me all the time.
Huh?
It happens to me all the time.
I know, and I hate that. And then have you ever had the corners pop off? Most people can relate to that at some point, that the corners of their sheets have popped off a bit. So now, we don't do thread count, okay? We do degrees. There's a really good reason for that. My history, I've been in the mattress industry for 27 or 28 years, started with Simmons, and in fact, I was at Tempur-Pedic yesterday in the corporate office, in the Taj Mahal.
All right.
It is the Taj Mahal, just so you know. Anyway, so I've been in the industry a long time. Sold many mattresses, I've built mattresses, I know mattresses really, really well. It's really weird. But anyway, then on for like the first half, or a little over the first half of my career, was with mattress manufacturers. The last half has been strictly focusing on marketing in the mattress industry with various companies. I worked for an agency in Atlanta for 9.5 years, and DreamFit came to us, and I had, have a lot of relationships in the industry, so it was through a relationship. They came to us, wanted us to rebrand them and to get them out of the thread count game. So we developed the degrees and so forth. But I fell in love with the sheets at that point, and that was it for me. I had one set, tried it, I was done. It's DreamFit forever for me. So a little over a year ago, I got the opportunity to come to work for them full time and handle all their marketing and everything. And apparently, some of them says to me. And anyway, I don't know why I went down that rabbit trail, but anyhow, I've loved the sheets ever since then. And if you ever have the opportunity, and you will, to get them at a good discount, try them, because you're going to be a believer, and it's going to make it a lot easier for yourself. I don't remember if anybody can remember what train of thought I was on. Just raise your hand and tell me.
Or you can call me.
Okay. Objection. So thread count. So you can have people come in here and say, well, I like my 1,000 thread count, la 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 la. So what do you do with that? Because we don't talk about thread counts. Okay. What do you do with that? Any ideas?
Thread counts can be deceptive. Bear that in mind.
It sure can be deceptive. Thread count can be very deceptive. It's a marketing angle that sheet manufacturers have used to lie to consumers for many, many, many years. Now, a lot of consumers are going to argue that with you. That's fine. You don't want to get into that argument. I just try to deflect it because it's not a real objection. It's some of you have heard my little speech about cognitive shortcuts, and basically what happens with cognitive shortcuts is our brain takes in way too much information every day to hold it all and to use it all to make a decision. So we're constantly looking for shortcuts that help us identify with whatever it is we're faced with. If it's buying sheets, we identify with thread count and Egyptian cotton. Those are the two things. okay? And so they really don't know anything about it, either one of them. Most customers don't. It's like them coming in here and asking for a high coil count mattress. They don't have a clue what they're looking for, but somebody told them that once. And so that's helping them make sense of this environment. Thread count, you can usually deflect that very easily. So, and what thread count do you sleep on?
It's 1,000 thread.
1,000 thread count. What do you like about that? What do you like about it?
It's just so soft.
They're soft.
Very soft.
Yeah, I bet they are. So did you know, just like diamonds, that thread count is only one single little piece of what makes a sheet soft? So have you ever bought a diamond?
Yes.
Okay. I bet you went in there looking for the biggest diamond you could afford.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all do, right? We go in looking for the biggest diamond we can afford. All right, well, I bet you $1 you learned while you were in there that it wasn't about how big the diamond was. It's about color, cut, and clarity, along with carat, the 4 C's. And I bet you probably walked out of there with a little smaller diamond, but one that was was perfect and clear and so on and so forth. That is a great way to get people, men or women, because a lot of men have bought diamond rings for their other person, their significant other. So men can relate to that. Women definitely can relate to that analogy. It's the same way with thread count. Thread count actually has so little to do with softness, it's unbelievable. Okay, you can have a so-called 1,000 thread count, which by the way doesn't exist, really. Okay, it's a marketing deception. They're playing with threads and, I could get very technical on you, I'm not gonna bore you. But at any rate, you can have 1,000 thread count and have a coarse sheet, because it's not about the thread count, it's about the quality of the fiber that makes the cotton taut. And so just like if you go through our swatches, 100% cotton, it feels good. But then feel that Pima cotton, that feels better. Feel that Egyptian cotton, oh, that's wonderfully soft, okay? It has to do with the quality of the fibers that you weave the cotton out of. That's where your softness comes from, and that's where your durability comes from. Your degree 2, and I'll tell you, is around a 260 thread count, just so you know. That's as good or better quality than most 1,000 thread count sheets that people are gonna go to Macy's or Bed Bath & Beyond and buy, because it's made with long staple, high quality cotton that's finely combed cotton. So all the impurities have been combed out, all the short fibers have been combed out of it. So it really, if you can just deflect them right off of that, just use the diamond analogy, you know, if you want to. Find something that relates to your life that you can relate to, and use that analogy. That when you purchase this, yeah, you know a little bit about this, but that's really not what makes this happen, okay? So does that make sense to everybody? All right, thread count has hardly anything to do with softness and durability. All right, okay, other objections? Anybody? Can't get them until 3 to 5 days, does that ever come up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. Okay, this is an investment. It's not about the sheet. I'm selling you these sheets because of your mattress, because you need them for this mattress. So it is worth the wait. If they're switching from, let's say, a king to a split, obviously they're going to need a sheet. So let them go. Say, hey, well, go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy the cheapest thing you can find, if they can even find them, because split king sheets are really hard to find. And buy the cheapest thing you can, because in a few days you're going to get the absolute best product for your mattress delivered to your door. Okay. What else?
Price.
I'm sorry.
Price.
Price. Okay. The price is actually, we're comparable, if not a little bit lower on our sheets for the quality that they are. If you look at Pima or Egyptian cotton or Sapima, well, you don't sell Sapima. The Tencel though, definitely. So if you, but again, it's an investment you're making, okay? Our sheets have a 1-year limited warranty against any manufacturer's defects. So we'll replace that piece, whatever it is, up to 1 year. And they're good for over 200 washings. I mean, we say 200 washings, which in most people's lives is 4 years if they wash every week, which a lot of people don't. I have DreamFit sheets I've been sleeping on for 7 years, and I haven't had one problem with them. In fact, in all the sets of DreamFit sheets I've had, I had one problem one time, and that was because we were having a fabric problem and we had to get new fabric brought in. So the price is really, it's about the investment you're making, okay? It's about that, not, you don't wanna lose any of the technology that you, are purchasing with this bed, okay? All right, so I could go on and on, so I'm gonna stop. So I need, I would like to split y'all up again, like in groups of 3s, and somebody up here doing this touch and go. I'd like somebody to, and some of the groups to be working on what you say once they've chosen their mattress, okay?